Hello, I'm User Friendly's assistant, and in this video we're going to talk about what Big Glitch doesn't want you to know, which is a lot of glitchy type, really fast, intricate beats are actually just sort of generated, if that makes sense. Not obviously not AI generated, but generated in a sort of system. Not always. A lot of times people, sort of actually do go through and draw everything in, but it can be really time consuming. A lot of the times the results may actually be a little bit better because you can really get in there and do, sort of intricate, exact stuff, whatever. But I would say probably more often than not, they're just sort of generated. First, we'll just bring in some drums. So there's our drum kit. And then before the drum kit, I'm going to put a chord. That's this thing here. It's in the sort of MIDI effects and stuff. And if we play a note, I'm going to turn record on and this button up here. Now I can just use my keyboard. So I'm hitting A. You can see it lighting up there. It's not happening. So hit Z to go down an octave. So if I increase these, now we have the kick and the rim shot. If I put it back down, it's just the kick. So now we have the rim shot. Now we have the snare. I don't like the cowbell, so I'm going to skip that one. Go up to the tambourine. Now we have the kick, and then maybe a hi-hat. Okay, so now that we have that, we can just come in here and add a few MIDI notes like that. Awesome. From there, I'm going to find an arpeggiator that'll also be in the MIDI effects. To find stuff, I'm just hitting Command F and then typing in what I want in this library, that way I can just sort of search whatever I want and it'll pop up. So now if I play this, you can see what's happening. It's just ratcheting these. If I put this on the other side, there. You could switch it to random. Yeah, and that's kind of like a glitchy type beat. You could automate this, whether you draw it in or kind of use expression control or something, and switch between something like random and one of these other ones to sort of find a beat that you like. From there, the other thing you can do is come into this little chance tab here. So all of the notes are always going to play. So this is, the rate is 1/16, so it's playing 16ths. All of those 16ths are always going to come through because this chance, it's not whether one of these MIDI notes plays. These are always going to play. It's whether one of these ones stacked on top plays or not. So if we turn the chance down, in fact, let's just put them all at 0. So that can sort of add some interesting ratcheting almost. Let's put them all at like 20%, see what happens. Maybe we'll do 30, 50, 60. So now it's sort of like semi-randomish sort of deal. So if I wanted to add even more to it, I'm just going to select all three of these. So Shift and then click along and then hit Command G, and now they're grouped. So now we can duplicate this. Now we have two of basically the exact same thing. So we'll swap this out with Caption Kit. And now we could play with some of this stuff as well. let's say we didn't want this sort of whole thing to come through all the time. One way to sort of do that without going in and adjusting the chance on the notes is to bring a random in before this, and then we'll group this. So hit Command G, open this little button right here, come into key, and that's the note that's usually coming through. So I'm going to double click. Now if we turn the chance up to something like 20% and the choice is to 2, I think, you can see 20% of the time it's going to go up to a different note, in which case it's not going to happen. Let's put all of these back at 100. So another thing to kind of think about is it's a pretty slim chance that this doesn't play at 30%. Here, sort of most of the time it plays. So if we turn the chance up, it's going to be more likely that it's going to a different note, in which case it won't play. But what we can do to make it more likely, instead of adjusting this chance, is literally just duplicate it again, and we can change some more things about it. So now it's kind of like both of these are working together. So there's a better chance that something will happen, even if it's not one of, there's a better chance overall that something will happen, but it'll be two different things. So let's say we switch this out. Not that, this. Or we'll go with that. I don't like that really. Let's try. I like the big kick. So again, when I increase the chance, that means it's less likely to happen in this case. Yeah. Okay, so now let's add like some sort of musical element. So we'll bring in a MIDI track, not an audio track, and we'll use expressive chords because that's easy. Where is it? Oh, all expressive chords. And then we'll go neo ballads. Maybe meld, and then just sort of draw whatever, something. Like that. Reverb. Yeah. All right, so to get a bass note to go with it, if you look here in the corner, we can see that it's A, B, G. So I'll add another MIDI track. We'll go with operator just for sort of some sub bass. And I'm going to go A, what is it? BG? Over 2 bars. A, B, G. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't sound right, does it? Let's look at these chords again. Maybe E. Yeah. And in this filter tab here, you'll see this shaper thing. Then I'm going to add a little bit of white noise. This filter back up. And that's already starting to get a little bit repetitive. So I'm just going to duplicate this, play this, and we'll just kind of go up a few. So that way we don't have to think too hard. We'll shift this over and down, see what that does. There, that's what I want. Custom chords, I'm just going to look down here. Probably D sharp, but it also might be whatever note that is. What's that? A? I can't remember. Now, if it's easier for you, you can just extract the chords from the expression control, but I kind of prefer to do something like this. What was that? Custom chord thing. So let's try E. Yeah, I like E. So now this glitchy beat is kind of starting to get, didn't I change that for something? Yeah, it just didn't change the name. Let's change it. Control. All right, so I'm gonna add a kick drum. Just to sort of help tie some of this together. And I'm really pretty lazy. And I don't want to have to hit right click, return track, all that sort of stuff. So something you can do is group. I'm going to put the dry wet at 100% and then create an empty chain. So now it's basically the same thing as a 50-50 mix. But having the reverb in a sort of separate track like this, we can add a compressor and sidechain just the reverb. So hit this little button right here, external, source, kick. I don't think I like the noise on that. Sorry if it makes it so you can't hear it. Yeah. All right. Now I'm going to duplicate this meld and I'm going to do an arpeggiator after the chord. And then let's come in here and shift these over a little. Get rid of that one and just do this one and increase them a little bit. Yeah. So you may like intuit when you're, if you haven't gotten used to expressive chords, you may think like, oh, I want these to go up an octave, just come into the MIDI note and shift them up an octave, but that may throw off what the chords are. So you'll probably be better off putting a pitch directly into the track like this and shifting it up. Or you could do it right here on meld, but so you can get something kind of similar by just using strum. Yeah, I think this is one of those weird areas where like you can, the effect I was going for is exactly that. But sometimes I'll still kind of go a backwards route to get to the same place just because it may be a little bit different. So for example, if I did envelope MIDI, and map that to here, yeah, I think I like that more. And then we'll do expression control. Just go in there, please. And I'm going to map this to the invert. This is the random on expression control. Do another random and map that to the steps. You can see here, this one, it's only going to go up because it's unipolar. So I'm going to switch it to bipolar so it goes up or down. And since the expression control is in there, I'll also put a random on the shape here. Maybe increase the rise and fall. All right, I didn't change, so we have these two different chords here. So I'm gonna come in and shift all of these over. That sounds weird. I like it, I'm gonna leave it. And here, I think I'm actually gonna get rid of the dry. No, I'm not. I liked it better. Yeah. Okay. So now that some sort of skeleton of a track is starting to form, you may have you may like to work in this way, or you may prefer to be in the other view. What is it? Session and arrangement. So I'm going to select all, drag them a little bit, hit tab on my keyboard, and then just drop them right in here. If you press play, you can see it's still playing over here. Just hit this little button right here, and now it's playing in the arrangement view. This is the ARP. So let's get rid of these where they're not lined up correctly. Get rid of that first change, duplicate. And then Command Shift D. Do I want that to go on for that long? Yeah. And then copy V and drag these over. By the time we get to here, that's where we're going to start to want maybe like a hat to come in. Where's my DS hat? That's what I want. DS hat. Oh, because it's not hat, it's HH. Then we can do Command Shift M. Again, I think that's happening a little too often. How do I want to do this? You do it with the same sort of thing we did before by putting a random before and then grouping and stuff. Or we could just come in and I'm going to select all of these and hit Command J. Now select all of them, come down here to chance and turn the chance down to maybe 50%. I think right before the hat comes in, a couple of things should drop out. Maybe all of these. And then in this one here, I'm going to hit Command E to cut it. And I'm just going to duplicate these. So now with these two notes here, all of this stuff is actually going to be kind of like a whole bunch of notes are going to play. So before, as we had it with just the bass note, it was only triggering these notes. So now that we're sending it in 2 notes, it's kind of going to be more like 10 notes will be triggered, if that makes sense. Yeah. So you kind of have like a break. Let's do a drum bustle on that. Cut that out. Yeah. Something along those lines. Now we kind of have the skeleton of a glitchy beat, and you could kind of record these MIDI notes and get them pulled out of the track if you wanted to have a little bit more control, but it's really easy to just kind of shift things around. The bass note adds a little bit more work when using expression control for the chords, but yeah, I still find it's a pretty fast way to go about doing things. Glitchy beats. All right, I'll save this and upload it to my Patreon. You can download it and finish the track or something since I'm too lazy to do it, or just kind of record it and get some stems that then you could sort of mix around and play with or do whatever with. You know, that sort of thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.